Sean P. Diddy Combs' federal trial. Yeah, the music mogul, entrepreneur, fashion icon, and now the center of one of the most high-profile legal battles. You've probably heard about him. And Lord and behold, is he in quite the pickle right now. If you thought the entertainment industry was all about champagne showers and fancy parties, well, this trial will snap you right back into reality. And on top of that is also here to remind us that sometimes the drama spills way out of the cup. Setting the scene. So what's the situation? Since early May 2025, Sean Combs has been sitting in a Manhattan courtroom facing a pretty staggering list of federal charges. And we're not talking minor infractions or tax slip-ups. We're talking racketeering, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution. Yeah, that's not exactly a speeding ticket. That's more like, see you in the 2040 Grammy Award special if the prosecution gets their way. Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy Love, and maybe soon inmate 76843, has pleaded not guilty. And he's not just out walking his dog in Soho right now, he's being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. For those unfamiliar, that's more like steel bars than silk rhythms, literally. So yeah, definitely not the VIP section of any club, as if that wasn't enough either. This is the same man who helped revolutionize hip-hop in the 90s, launched the careers of megastars, and made it cool to wear suits with sneakers. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, and now he's sitting in a jumpsuit instead of a tailored one. Wild. What are they actually saying? So, what exactly is the prosecution bringing to the table? According to them, Combs wasn't just throwing wild parties, he was allegedly running a full-blown criminal enterprise spanning decades. At the heart of it all are what prosecutors are calling freak-offs. Oh hey, isn't this the thing I mentioned at the very start of this video? Why yes, of course. And now we're talking about, for starters, if you're imagining some kind of risque adult get-together, scale that up. Way up. Like, paper folded enough times till it reaches the moon up. These were, reportedly, organized events, fueled by drugs and manipulation, where women were allegedly coerced into sexual acts, sometimes filmed without their consent. Wow, let that sit with you for a second. Imagine being invited to what seems like a glamorous party, only to realize you've been manipulated into something you never agreed to. Not only that, you're being filmed, without knowing, without permission. And those recordings? They allegedly became tools of blackmail. Yikes, that's a lot of red flags in this one track record. Prosecutors are painting a picture of control, coercion, and emotional, even physical, abuse. Some victims, they say, were given substances like ketamine and ecstasy to keep them pliable. Others were reportedly left so physically depleted, they needed IV fluids afterward. Forget the glitz, forget the flash. This is not the life shown in music videos. This is something else entirely. Key witnesses. Every trial has its voices, the people who risk everything to step forward and speak truth to power. And this one? It's had no shortage of bombshell testimonies. Cassie Ventura, former recording artist and Combs' longtime ex-girlfriend, has arguably been the highest-profile witness. She's testified that their relationship was anything but picture-perfect. She described controlling behavior, threats involving leaked sex tapes, and instances of physical violence. She's not just telling stories, she's laying down bricks of what the prosecution hopes is an unshakable foundation. Next up, Deontay Nash, a stylist who worked closely with Combs, gave testimony about an incident in 2013. According to him, he witnessed Combs violently assault Cassie in a hotel, dragging her by the hair, throwing punches. That's not hearsay, that's a first-hand account. Then there's Capricorn Clark, a former assistant who told the court that Combs once kidnapped her at gunpoint in a fit of jealous rage. The target of his anger? Rapper Kid Cudi, who was allegedly dating Cassie at the time. Imagine getting caught in that kind of firestorm just because you work for someone that's rough. And finally, a woman known in court only as Mia described years of abuse while working under Combs. Her testimony added even more weight to the idea that this wasn't isolated behavior, it was systemic. All of this adds up to a case that's far from a one-off accusation. These are patterns, stories that span years, and they're all pointing in the same direction. The defense's take now. Before you cancel the man in your Spotify playlist, the defense has their own story. Combs' legal team is hitting back hard, arguing that what's being described are consensual adult relationships gone sour. They claim this isn't a crime spree, it's a smear campaign. They say these are exaggerated stories, some told by people who have axes to grind or money to gain. And it's not just about words. There's a particular video at the center of a lot of arguments. It shows Combs allegedly striking a woman and dragging her through a hallway in 2016. Brutal stuff. The defense isn't arguing over what it shows. They're trying to get it thrown out altogether, claiming it was obtained illegally and should be inadmissible. They've also brought in character witnesses, people who worked for or with Combs, who describe him as intense, sure, but not criminal. They say he's been targeted because of his fame, because he's a black billionaire who made it on his own terms. It's a messy, layered situation, and the courtroom is the ultimate sorting ground. What happens next? So, what's next in this saga? The trial is expected to stretch on for at least several more weeks. Prosecutors are still bringing forward evidence, introducing exhibits, calling witnesses. After that, it's the defense's turn to mount their case. If Combs is found guilty on all counts, he's potentially facing 15 years to life in federal prison. That's the kind of sentence that outlasts music trends and chart toppers. That's write a memoir in prison time. The media is watching like hawks. This trial is dominating headlines on TMZ, CNN, and TikTok feeds alike. And it's not just a spectacle. It's a moment, a reckoning. And let's not forget, the court of public opinion has already started deliberating, even as the real jury remains sequestered. The bigger picture. Why this matters beyond the celebrity scandal and courtroom drama. There's something much deeper here. This case is part of a larger cultural shift, one where powerful figures are being held accountable for long-standing abuses. We've seen it with Harvey Weinstein. We've seen it with R. Kelly. Now, Combs is the latest name added to a growing list of influential men being scrutinized under the harshest light. But this isn't just about punishment. It's about power, consent, coercion, and the way fame can warp everything around it. It's a reminder that victims' voices matter, that no one is above the law, not even the moguls who built empires. So yeah, the freak-offs might be the tabloid angle. But the real story? It's about justice. Final thoughts. We'll keep watching this one closely. That's all for today. Whether you were a fan of the music, the fashion, or just the headlines, one thing's for sure. This trial will leave a mark on the industry and the culture.